Today we're gonna rate my favorite Final Fantasy as I am a biggest fan of the franchise. So today we're gonna rate Final Fantasy from 7 and above. Unfortunately, I have not played 1 to 6, so they're not gonna be rated today, unfortunately. But anything from 7 above, I got you. All right, so let's get into it. Very first Final Fantasy that I played was Final Fantasy 7. Now, this game exposed me to the world of Japanese RPGs. Now, I think probably the first Japanese RPG that I played was probably
Where'd all the
Dragon
monsters go?
Warriors. This
There we
is
go.
AKA
Alright, one
Dragon
on one.
Quest,
And
which I
unlike
played on
Dragon
the
Warrior
Super
1,
Nintendo. That one was super complicated for me as a kid. I never really got as far in that game, but once I played Final Fantasy 7, that's when my love for Japanese RPGs just went like through the roof. One out there who has played Final Fantasy 7 for the first time has like it touched your soul. It left a really a mark, especially on my childhood. Exposes me to like actually try all the other Japanese RPG out there, especially for like being turn-based RPGs, which Final Fantasy Final Fantasy is known for. So for Final Fantasy 7, I would have to say that this game had like an amazing world, amazing cast of characters. The mini games were really good. The battles, the side quests, it was just the pacing in this game was just very good. It's like I will never forget when finishing this one, and then going on from this 2, this 3, this 4, and then just thinking about this 4 was gonna be the final, and the end of the game it was really heartbreaking. Gonna have to give this game is a bob, period. It's a bob, like, I have no other words to describe this game, but just that it's a bob. Next one is Final Fantasy 8. This one, I did not even know that at the time that Final Fantasy was a franchise at the time. I just thought that Final Fantasy 7 was just a title name. I didn't know that they were number at the time. So I remember walking into the video game store and then seeing the CD and it said Final Fantasy 8. I said, "What? There's another Final Fantasy game?" I just could not believe it. I told my parents that I had to get it, and they knew that I was really crazy about Final Fantasy 7. So when I saw Final Fantasy 8 in the store, I was like, "What?" I did not know that it was like a number game. So I quickly bought the game, and this one was very different from Final Fantasy 7. I would have to say it's a completely different game. There had a few flaws in it, especially I did not really like the junction system. I was actually doing it very wrong from the very beginning when I was playing as a kid because I was just drawing an amount of magic. I was just wasting a lot of time. Until when I got older, then I was like, okay, I'm doing this completely wrong. Something is not right. There's no way that I have to go to battle, then draw 100. Like I would constantly grind for this. It was crazy. And then when I found out I was doing it wrong, I was like, wow, wow. I did it wrong this whole time. But as far as the junction system I really like the cast. The cast were really good. Um, the worlds were really unique. It was very different. It was to me the settings and everything was a bit more of mature. It was the pacing was very different. I would have to say it's not my favorite. Say it's a really good game, but hmm, but I wouldn't say it's like oh my god, wow. There were just a few flaws in the game, so we're gonna move this game to it was kind of like missing some flavor. It was missing some flavor in it. But I feel like at the time when I was a kid, if they had like removed the battle system, I mean, not removed the battle system. If they have removed the junction system, it maybe made it a bit more easier to me as a kid. Probably I would have liked it more. But as far as now, as me as an adult, I mean, I played it again. It's really good, but to me, it's still kind of like missing that flavor. But overall, it's still a good game to me. Next up is Final Fantasy IX. Now, this one blew me out the water. Like, from the moment that I played this game, I knew I was gonna like this game. Now, I remember at this time, Square was trying to go for like the classic Final Fantasy with like the settings and whatnot, like medieval type of style. They were trying to go back to like more the traditional look of it. And but this one really touched me from the very beginning. The opening scene, playing Phoebe, the jump rope. I had fun playing that. It was just like the pacing was really good from the beginning to meeting Garnet and meeting all the rest of the cast. But I really love all the cast in this game. And most importantly, I really love the battle system. I love the fact that you can buy a weapon and then you can learn like the abilities, you can learn stuff and whatnot, and then you'll level up and then like, you don't really need the weapon anymore. And then you would just kind of like upgrade. But I really like this one a lot. This one was like really my favorite. This one did not definitely disappoint. Really love that we had like two summoners in this game. And one was the most memorable in this game was when Garden, I'm so sorry I'm saying her name wrong. It's when the scene where she decided to like cut her hair off and she made it not cut her hair off, but like she cut it shorter and it was just wow. It was just like I feel like she was becoming a new person. She was just becoming herself. She felt like she had her duty. I don't know. I just really love that scene. That scene like really touched me and it's still memorable to this day. But if I've heard that they were gonna remake this game, I don't know when they're gonna do it, but I really hope that they remake it. And because I would be definitely down to play it. But yeah, everything from the start, from the very beginning, this game was really good. So for me, this game, you already know where I'm gonna move this game at. This game is a ball because of everything that I just said. But yeah, Final Fantasy IX holds a very special place in my heart, just as it did with Final Fantasy VII. Next up is Final Fantasy X. Now, this is the very first Final Fantasy where they feature voice actors, and I really like that. I was like, okay, this is something different. Now I don't have to read the subtitles anymore. So it made like playing the game much more smoother. I felt more it was really good. It was just I just feel like just as Final Fantasy 7 and 9, the opening scene really left a huge mark on me, especially with the opening to seeing Sen and Tudis and just opening the world of Final Fantasy 10 and seeing Aaron, and then eventually you go down this journey and you start to meet Riku and then Yuna and then she becomes the summoner. And it was just as the other games, this game has just once again another amazing cast. All of them are really amazing. Personally, I really love. I think probably my least favorite was Kamari. I wasn't really too crazy about Kamari too much, but I played them here and there. But the rest of the cast I really love, especially Lulu because she's a black mage. And also, what's very interesting with this game, with the battle system, was really good though. This one was a little different. This one you had to like you could be able to swap your characters. You can be able to like be more strategic with the way how you battle enemies in the battle. So this one was really good. It was very different. I really liked it. Also, I like the spare grid. The spare grid was really good, which mean that you can be able to like, for example, Yuna, she can also be a warrior. She could be a black mage. Lulu, she could be a white mage. She can be a thief. She could learn what Riku learned. She could learn what Aaron learned. It was just like it had like you could just balance everything out, and then it was a lot because the spare grid, you had to like learn all the characters and kind of like put them where you want them to be. So you could put them in like in a different class. So they didn't really have to be that certain class that you want them to be. But I really like their approach on Final Fantasy X. Um, yeah, so with this one, you guys already know where I'm gonna move this one at. This one is definitely a bob. Everything with this game was I can't complain. Especially the iconic laughing scene. Come on. Everyone loves it. Next up is Final Fantasy X2, the sequel to Final Fantasy X. I This Final Fantasy was like Sailor Moon meets Final Fantasy. Whatever Square did with this one, they did a really good job with this one. Now, I know this one received a lot of backlash because it was too like Charles Angel. It was just too like it was just negative backlash that like but negative backlash can be good backlash, right? But I really love Final Fantasy X2. It was just very funky, the music. Rico is just draw out, and then there was an introduction to Pain. Pain to me was like similar to Lulu, but this one was like it was just very like Charles Angel. It really brought each of the Final Fantasy, each of the girls' personalities out. It was just overall fun, exciting, colorful. I really loved changing into the Dread Spear. I never really skipped a scene of the Dread Spear. I was just in awe watching it. It was just I would just watch it as many times as I want. That's how really good it really was. And for Square to do something like that, they did a really good job, especially with 1000 words and real emotion. I would play that so many times. I'm pretty sure I would just be in my bedroom. I would just sing the song out. I would just play it as many times as I want. That's how good the song was. So they did really great with this one for a sequel for Final Fantasy. So I'm definitely gonna have to rate this one. You already know it's the Bob. Yeah, Final Fantasy X2 was like speechless.
Amateurs.
Okay, next up we have Final Fantasy 11. Now, I remember back then I was like, "Oh my God, I am so excited for the next release of Final Fantasy." Now, at the time, I was on a lot of internet forums. Forums were very popular back in the day, so I was on a lot of Final Fantasy forum, and I remember that they were gonna release this game, but it wasn't gonna be like the previous Final Fantasy game. It was gonna be more of a multiplayer online RPG. And I just remember that I didn't have the chance to play this one because I had very bad internet. My PC was not strong enough to handle it, and and it was online. So I don't know why. I never really had the chance to play this one back in the day, which is very interesting. But I was very disappointed to know that it was just going to be an online game. But I never to this day still, I really haven't had the chance to play it. So honestly, I have really no opinion about Final Fantasy 11. So, where I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna have to put it down in no comment, unfortunately. But I hope maybe I don't know, are the servers still open? I haven't really like dug deep much about it, but I would probably give it a chance and give it a try just so, I can just play another Final Fantasy game. But yeah, unfortunately no comment for that one. Next up we have Final Fantasy 12. Hmm. Yeah. I think you already know what my reaction is gonna be. Okay, so I remember, okay, good. The next Final Fantasy, we're gonna have our true Final Fantasy game. So I read all the news online stating that, this game was gonna be different from all the other Final Fantasy. I understand, gaming companies, they want to like experiment, they want to try new things. I guess maybe they want to, with the previous success with Final Fantasy 11, I guess they want to bring that to Final Fantasy 12. And knowing me, I've was never really crazy about the style of multiplayer online RPGs. So I never really like play much multiplayer online RPG. I've always been a story solo type of guy. So with this game, it was very different. I don't know, like the opening scene was kind of dull. Like I remember the guy was just talking a lot. It was just a lot of talking. It was very long. I wanted it to like get to the point. And then when I got into it, and then I was not crazy about the battle system. It was just, I don't know. This one really kind, it was different. It was different for me. It didn't really click like all the other Final Fantasy did for me. It was just very questionable for me. It was really not something that like, wow, let me get into it. But with this Final Fantasy, I actually pushed through it and played about probably 85 or 90% of the story. I think I don't know what happened. I have not beat this game. I think my memory card, my data was probably erased on the PlayStation 2. And I don't know. And then after that, I just never really went back to it. Even to this day, still, I haven't really like played through it again. I don't know. This one was just, it's everyone's favorite. People really love this one. But for me, it's no, it just wasn't clicking. I'm so sorry. But for this one, I'm gonna have to put this in. It was just for me. It was I don't know. The reason why this one is only because I only played up to like 85, 90% of the story, but then it was okay. I'm not gonna say it was. I would say it's in between. It was just I don't know. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It was not memorable to me. It was just a very forgettable to me. The cast it was okay. It's just forgettable, but okay. Next up we have is Final Fantasy 13. Now this one took forever. For I remember waiting the longest for a fresh new Final Fantasy. I remember they took forever. I think they had Final Fantasy Versus. I remember that. I remember reading about it and then like they were gonna do that type of style. I remember seeing the trailer for it and it was like, oh, this is interesting. This is new. It was giving kind of like Kingdom Hearts battle style and then still adapting to Final Fantasy style, but it was different. And then I remember that, and then I don't know what happened, but this game took forever. I was like, why is this game taking so long to me? So when I first saw the trailer for it, I was really excited for it. I was like, okay, this is very different Final Fantasy. So with this game, it wasn't like you get into the game and then you can explore on your own. It was just like it was a long corner. You had to like go to a corner, fight, go to a corner, story, corner, fight until when you get to the very end, that's when the world opens up. Kind of like other Final Fantasy, but this one dragged it even longer. But I like Lightning. I like the what's her name? I don't remember her name, but she's the one in the blue with the spear. I really liked her. The cast were good, good cast, but just like I feel like it was missing something. It was missing something to make it really like Final Fantasy. It was different, but it was a good Final Fantasy. Still Final Fantasy, but missing if you get what I'm saying. But um, I'm gonna say it was yeah. It was missing some flavor to make it Final Fantasy. If it had fixed that flavor, it could have been completed. But it was good. It took me a while to actually get into. I actually, funny thing, I forgot to mention. Actually, when I heard that they were gonna release the sequel for the next Final Fantasy 13, I was like, you know what? Okay, finally, let me complete it. This is when I actually pushed my way and finally completed Final Fantasy 13. But yeah, it was missing certain things to make it Final Fantasy.
That it?
Next up, we have Final Fantasy 13 2, which is the sequel of Final Fantasy 13. Now, this one I like way better than Final Fantasy 13. I don't know what it is. It's like the sequels that just seems to be much better than, well, I don't want to compare Final Fantasy X and X2. I mean, both are phenomenal, but I would have to say the sequel for Final Fantasy 13 2 was definitely way better than the Final Fantasy. With this one, it was you were not gonna play Lightning, you were gonna play Sarah, her sister, and I guess this new guy, this newcomer, he comes along, and I guess you kind of like do is time travel. I guess it was kind of similar to I think a previous Final Fantasy game, but with this one, I really like this one a lot. I had a really good time playing this one. Um, I really like the time travel to be able to like do like certain side quests. But yeah, this game was, I have to say, it was really good. It was just way better than Final Fantasy 13. Obviously, yeah, but this one, I really like this one. As far as it come with the world and everything, it was, it was just, it was, this one was different. It was just a duo. It was just a guy and a girl on a quest to like save the world. That's it. The game was just very simple, very basic. Nothing depth about it, but for me personally, I really like it. I'm gonna have to rate it up there with the other Final Fantasies. So for me, it was definitely a bop.
Really you, Lightning? Do you doubt me? No, it's good to doubt. You're growing up.
Next out we have is Final Fantasy Lightning Returns. Now, this one I have not played this one. I don't know why. To this day, still I've had it download on a bunch of like PlayStation, the PC had two versions of it, but I've never really like say, hey, let me just play this game. I don't know why. It's I played it for like a couple of minutes, but then after that, I've never really got back to it and say, hey, let me play it some more. I don't know. I don't know why. I have really no comment or anything about the game because I really haven't played the game. I mean, I would definitely give it a try, but personally for me, I'm gonna definitely have to put the game in no comment. I just never really like had the motivation to say, hey, let me just play this game. Even though 13.2 was really good, but I don't know. Next up is Final Fantasy 14, another multiplayer online RPG, which I'm not crazy about. But apparently, everyone really loved this Final Fantasy. This is probably one of their biggest titles. Just like others, it's up there with all the other Final Fantasy. But for me, I haven't really had the chance to like sit down and like play through it because, like I said, it's a multiplayer online RPG. It's not something that I'm crazy about still to this day. But I there were a few times where the game has come out and there was a free version where you could be able to play it. But I played it for few times, a few minutes, but it haven't really like clicked on me. How does it? Oh, yeah, it hasn't really clicked on me. Just like I tried a couple of multiplayer online games in the past, just to kind of like, okay, let me push through it, let me give it a try, but it's just not for me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put this game under no comment. It was just, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try. Next up, we have Final Fantasy 15. Now, this one, once again, took forever to make. Now, think they were trying to make a couple of few changes with this game. I guess this game was going to be about bros going on vacation, and it was going to be more like Kingdom Hearts gameplay style. But this one, they released it. I think it wasn't finished. And then they released it a couple of times, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just wait for them to release the full version. So I played the full version. I don't know. It just didn't click to me like the other Final Fantasy. Now, this is when I knew when it was just like, what is going on with Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy is not clicking like it used to be. It was trying to become this like action Final Fantasy RPG, and that's not Final Fantasy to me. Final Fantasy to me is turn-based. It will always be turn-based. I don't know why Square doesn't like just release a like look at Persona. Like you guys have to learn from Persona. Like I really like the Persona 5 Royal, even though the game was like super long. But the game was really long, but the game was really good. And but I don't know why they just keep trying to like make it action. Just make it turn-based. Like I want a good turn-based Final Fantasy. Like give me Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, X2. Give me that. I don't want action Final Fantasy. So this game to this day, I probably completed 20% of the story. Then after that, I just did not finish it. So for me, even though I didn't finish this game, it was it was kind of to me. It was okay. I feel like if I had just sat down and I feel like there was just a lot of stuff related in my life during the time that I really haven't had a chance to play it. But for me, gonna have to put the game and If I had the chance to play it today, I would probably give it a chance to play it. But yeah, this is a game where like I have to give it a chance and give it a try. But maybe in the future it would change. But that's where it's gonna be at right now. Okay, next up we have Final Fantasy 16. Now, you know what I'm gonna say about this game. Now, when I heard that another Final Fantasy game was gonna come out, I said, okay. But then when I heard that they was adapt to Final Fantasy 15, I said, Square, what are you guys doing? And I tried the demo, and the demo didn't really like wow me or anything. It just didn't click to me. Like I said, once again, where was Final Fantasy going with this direction? This is coming from a boy who really loved Final Fantasy VII, the world, the cast, the characters, the battle system. It was everything, all the right ingredients to make a perfect Final Fantasy, and this just wasn't it. I played it for a little bit and I just could not play it anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's not much more I can say, but to me, it felt very dry. It just felt. I see that they were trying to go for their medieval traditional Final Fantasy style, but it was just something about it was just, and it was just wasn't a cast. I think it was just you control one character. I don't know. I haven't really like dug much about it because I already knew that this Final Fantasy was gonna disappoint me. Maybe I'll just one day I'll probably pop it up and probably give it a try and maybe it'll change. But for now, this is gonna be my opinion on it. It just didn't really resonate with me as it did with the multiplayer online RPGs. So for me, I'm definitely gonna have to put this game as a no comment. I don't know. It's just it didn't. And you would think that they would learn all their lessons from their previous titles. No, they just keep doing the same thing. And it's like they're just doing what they want to do. Just give what the fans want. We want turn-based Final Fantasy. Just give us that square. That's all we want. Turn-based. That's it. Give it to us. We'll be happy. And then you will have a major selling Final Fantasy title. So if the next Final Fantasy, please do that. Okay? Thank you. That concludes my favorite Final Fantasy in order from the very beginning to the very end. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. So if you like this video, like and subscribe, and also please leave a comment down below and tell me your favorite Final Fantasy in order. List maybe your top three. Tell me what is your top three. What is your top three favorite Final Fantasy that you really love to play that left a memorable mark on you to this day? So like and subscribe.